Hi there, this is Floating in Dreams. These are the best drugstore lipsticks. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. In the final video of Drugstore Week, I thought we could tackle some of my favorite drugstore lipsticks, and I was gonna make this a top 10, but when I was gathering all of the products for this video, I was like, in fact, there are 20 things that I really like at the drugstore. So some of these are by the same brand, but they're slightly different formulas, or they're slightly different shades, or whatever. So we're gonna whiz through these. I'm gonna put them on my lips for you, so you can see what these look like on. But I do have reviews up and swatches up with a lot of these already. So make sure to link you to any videos and reviews already that I have up. And we're kicking things off right away because what's on my lips right now is this guy right here. This is the Catrice Glossing Glow Lip Oil, and these are lovely. I have two shades that I've kept around from my first review, and this shade that I'm wearing today, which is shade 010, Keep It Juicy. This is a really pretty sort of like baby pink shade, and it's an exact dupe for the Dior lip oil in Pink Glow. They're exactly the same. I've shown you the comparisons before in the past, so this is absolutely lovely, and I love this formula as well. It's incredibly hydrating on the lips, and it feels lovely. They don't last the entire day because, you know, it is a lip oil, so it's not gonna have the longevity of a matte lipstick, of course, but this is really pretty. And in order to stick to these sheer balmy things, I can stick to Catrice as well because their new butter dripping tinted lip balms are incredibly lovely. This is the glossy lip balm, and this is in the shade Butter Together 030. And these are really, really pretty on. I will make sure to swatch the lip oil on the back of my hand as well so you can see that for reference. Goes on clear, and it will have a bit of a tint, so it has this like pH reactive situation going on, so it looks a little bit more pink on your lips. And then this lip balm is a really pretty mauve tone. Look at that. It's really, really pretty. It's very hydrating. This is really for those I just want to throw something on my face kind of days, and I don't want to faff around with it too much. So here is what the glossy lip balm butter dripping from Catrice looks like on my lips. It's my lips but better. That's really how I feel about this shade. Scent-wise, this does smell really strong. So if you don't like fragrance in your makeup, especially lip products, then this may be something to stay away from. I thought we could stick to Catrice for a second because that way I can round out that brand for you. And I wanted to show you this guy next. Catrice's bullet lipsticks are really pretty too. I think together with Kiko, Catrice has to be one of my favorite drugstore products or drugstore brands for lip products. They don't always do exciting shades, but when they do something like this, you guys know how much I love this one. This is 080 Casually Overdressed from the Scandalous Matte range. I've compared this to New Wave from Lisa Eldridge because this gives you the exact same vibe, and this is just a touch more cool tone. This has a little bit more purple than the Lisa Eldridge one, so for me, this one is better. So here is Casually Overdressed. I'm actually wearing a navy top because I know a lot of these shades are going to be some rendition of like a slight purple tone to them. And I feel that looks best on me if I wear navy, like if I wear a dark blue top with something a little bit more green toned on the eyes, then I love going for shades like this because I feel it really nicely juxtaposes both of those colors. Like it really brings everything together for me. Purple and green are of course opposites on the color wheel, so that's why that works. And I think for some reason there's something about my complexion with dark blues and like a bright pinky purple that just works for me. So, and I knew I had a lot of those options, so I was like, that way everything goes together really nicely with the thing as well. And this lipstick, it's a really nice thin formula. It's not a heavy matte formula. It does have full pigmentation straight away. This is just one layer. Wears a really, really long time as well. I feel you need to touch this up after roughly 6 to 8 hours, depending on what you're doing that day and what type of meals you're having. I do let my lipstick normally like rest. So once I apply lipstick, I don't touch it for like the next 30 to 60 minutes or so before I have something to drink, and I feel that that really helps with the longevity of my lipsticks. And if you do like to apply lip balm in the morning, I would suggest doing that at the start of your makeup routine so that you can wipe off the excess lip balm before you go in with your lipsticks. That's another reason, like another hack for making lipsticks look better on your lips and to make them last longer. If you go in with a matte lipstick that's supposed to be long wearing over a lip balm, it's not going to have the same level of longevity because you have that balmy layer underneath. It's just not going to work. So I had to take off most of the butter dripping because it was going all across my hand, and I want to swatch some other lipsticks underneath it. So if that looks a bit messy, I do apologize. But I thought we could go in next with the Essence Slim Stick lipsticks because Essence is, of course, Catrice's sister brand. This is shade 107 Hot Chili, which is a really nice vibrant red shade, which I think is very flattering on me. I gave a ton of the other shades to my colleagues because they were very similar to other things I already have. But formula-wise, this is one of the best lip products I have found. And Essence is really affordable. So here is what that shade looks like on the back of my hand. It's like a blue tone red, which is always my favorite. It's such a classic, but every brand under the sun does a rendition of this. So I'm not going to be showing you too many reds because I feel many brands can do it. So if you have found your favorite red, go with that. This is one of the options that I have in my personal collection that I still love. And here's what the Essence looks like on my lips. Really, really pretty. You guys know this about me. I love a good red lip on me. I don't wear it enough anymore. I used to really, really swear by a blue tone red lip. That was my go-to. It was something that like colleagues also like would see my lipstick before they saw me sometimes because I would like leave marks on like coffee cups in the break room. So there's that for sure. But yeah, this is a really, really lovely red lipstick. And because it is long wearing, it does have great wear time as well. I think it's wear time wise even a little bit better than the Catrice one is. So I'm going to take this off before I can no longer remove it. Up next, the brand I have the most lipstick by, because I can't even hold it in just one hand. It needs to go into two. It's Kiko. I've got lip gloss, I've got lip liner. Kiko is one of my favorites. I did a video with them in January where I tried out every single one of their lipstick ranges. So if you were looking for a giant overview of everything that Kiko has to offer, I would like to refer you to that video. I just kept my favorites from that video and I'm going to show you a sampling of that today. These I did pay for with my own money, by the way, in case you were wondering that I did a video together with Kiko. No, they didn't sponsor me. I bought them in the Black Friday sale so I could make it a little bit more cost effective for myself. But they have some really, really wonderful things. And for the first pairing, I want to go in with these two, the Creamy Color Lip Liners. You know how I feel about these. These are better than high-end. I can tell you that much. And I'm going to pair it with the Unlimited Stilo in shade 22. Kiko does so many good, like, cooler tone neutrals. That's what I really vibe with when it comes to their ranges. But they also have some fun, bright, colorful things. So let me throw on the lip liner. Here is what that looks like swatched. And then I'm going to pair it with the lipstick. And I think the lipstick, oh no, that's going to be a great pairing, I think. So there is those two. So let me throw that on so you can see these on. So this is just the lip liner. So I hope you can see why I like these so much. They are really nice together, but they're really nice shades. They are mauve tone neutrals, and I love them, especially this lipstick. It has a hint of purple running through it. It's great, it's great. But Kiko does something even better and more cool tone than this. So here is the next one. This is the Velvet Passion in shade 325. Which is just called mauve, and this is a pinky mauve. I'm gonna swatch it right underneath it so you can see the difference, how much more pink tone this is compared to the other two shades. The other two now just look positively brown. This is light, but it's not too light. It doesn't have too much white in it. It's really pretty. And the Velvet Passion range from Kiko Milano is really similar to the Lisa Eldridge's True Velvet range. So if you were looking for dupes for Lisa Eldridge's True Velvets, I feel the Velvet Passion ones are very similar in terms of formula, and there are some really good dupes in terms of shade range there as well. I keep saying this, Kiko is made in Italy, which is why they have so many products that are similar to high-end brands. I'm not even sure at this point anymore who did it first. Like, did Kiko come first with the Velvet Passions, and did Lisa Eldridge kind of like manage to find a very similar formula in the same factory, or was it the other way around? At this point, there's no way to tell, but these are really good. This is so pretty. This always makes me feel great. It brings out a little bit of the purpliness that I have going on naturally in my lips. It is a matte formula, so there is that, but I have some of the glossy things coming up next. But this, it just brings, like, whatever look I'm wearing, I feel I can always wear this. Precisely because it isn't too light. I feel that a lot of brands, whenever they do shades like this, they put so much white in that it doesn't become as wearable. But this is really perfect. It's light, but it's like this purpley pink shade. 325 from the Velvet Passion range by Kiko. I'm telling you, I'm gonna continue raving about this lipstick until it expires or discontinued or whatever. So maybe next we can talk about these guys, the 3D Hydra lip glosses. This is shade 35. This is the only one that I have that is creamy. The other ones I have a bit of shimmer. I used to wear a lot of lip gloss as is, and I still do, but the ones I'm wearing are in drugstore at the minute, so that's a bit of a shame. But the Kiko 3D Hydra glosses are some of my favorites. They have a really, really nice texture. Here is what the swatch looks like. It's right next to the lipstick I just swatched for you. These are so, so incredible. They discontinued them at a certain point, so I didn't have a chance to try them at the time because they reformulated, but still, even after the reformulation, it's been some of the best gloss that I've ever tried. I just don't need that many glosses because the only thing I reach for in a gloss is a mauve tone. So if it's not mauve and it's a gloss, I'm probably not going to wear it. So that's why this is the only thing I really need to show you here. This is so pretty. This is just, it is a slightly thicker formula, but it's not as gloopy, for instance, as a lip oil like I started off with from Catrice. It's thinner. It has really, really nice pigmentation. The shade range of this is really good too. It has a whole host of colors you can choose from. The 3D Hydra glosses from Kiko, they are just that good, that at the minute I don't have that many glosses anymore because this is all I want to wear. Oh, and in case you're wondering why my hair looks different, I got a haircut yesterday and they give me a blowout, and I was like, you know what, that's cute for a video. I will never be able to get this myself. I do have all the tools to make it, to recreate something like this, but I remember back in the day when I was attempting this look for myself, it would take me close to an hour to blow dry my hair, which is not the kind of life I want to live. Next up is a very unusual shade. This is 510 from the Jelly CeeLo range. So we're still on Kiko. Yes, Kiko is still going strong with the recommendations here. And this is a very sheer formula. And this shade, I don't know how to describe it. It's brown, like a dark brown in the tube, but then it's this plummy purple as well. And it's sheer, so it's not as intense as it looks. This is so beautiful. I actually now have this in 3 shades because I really enjoy this formula as well. It's a cool tone brown lipstick. It's brown with a lot of purple and I like it. And this formula, it's thin, it's hydrating, it's creamy, it's got a little bit of shine, but without it looking like a frost. This is absolutely stunning. So that's why I picked up 2 more shades. And this also shows you that you can find different shades at the drugstore. So even if you like your makeup looks to be a little bit creative or a little bit more out there, yes, drugstore tends to play it safe and they do nudes and reds and like bright pinks right, left, and center. But there are brands like Kiko that do more interesting things. In the Velvet Passion range, I actually have a shade by them called Taupe. Really, really stunning. Cooler tone brown lipstick as well. And then I have a glossy Dream lipstick from Kiko. This is in shade 204. And it's like this warmer nudie shade. This is a little bit atypical for me. It's like a warm rose. That's how I would describe it. So, but this can be nice with certain looks. I do like to use a little bit of like how the look comes together. That's how I tend to pick lipstick shades, and this can sometimes be nice. So here is what the Glossy Dream lipstick looks like in shade 204. Not exactly sure of the shade range with this one because Kiko only ever puts the number on it, and so I don't always know what the shades are called, but as warm toned as it looks on the back of my hand, it looks far more cool tone on my lips, and that's because I have a naturally quite purpley lip tone to it, so that kind of pulls through this because it is a sheer formula. I would say that this is very similar to the MAC luster glasses. Like, I used to own Syrup from MAC, and this formula reminds me a lot of what Syrup used to feel like on my lips. That one expired, that's why I don't have that one anymore, but this is really pretty. It's like a nice, like, very inoffensive pink, you could say. And then I think one of the best formulas that Kiko does is the Gossamer Emotion lipsticks. This is a cream lipstick formula. This is in shade 142. Look at how pretty. It's like a purpley pink shade. This is so, so good. So, so good. It's a slightly thicker formula compared to the Glossy Dream. So it has a little bit more pigmentation. It's like this cream formula, highly pigmented, but still very hydrating on the lips. And that's why I love these. I have like 2 of the Glossy Dream or 3 of those and 3 of these. Like, I have several shades in my collection with these Kiko lipsticks because I like them that much. So here is what that lipstick looks like on me. It's so beautiful. Yes, it has a little bit more pigmentation compared to the Glossy Dream, but as you can see, this just works wonders for my complexion. Again, remember what I said about wearing a blue top today? I did it deliberately because lipsticks like this, me in a blue top with a lipstick like this, it works every single time. So this is absolutely beautiful. And then the final lipstick I have for you from Kiko. I already showed you one of the other shades in my full face of Kiko the other day. Ooh, that looks pretty. Do I have that? And then I did. This is Black Cherry or Dark Cherry. It's shade 25 in the Powder Power lipstick. And this is a dupe for the MAC Powder Kiss lipstick formula. So it's this blurry looking thing. And this is in this really pretty, like, plummy berry shade. So I wanted to end on that note for Kiko. And then I still have Milani, Revlon, YESSTYLE, and Mina for you. So pretty as well. Of course, they are favorites for a reason. That's why I'm showing you them. This is absolutely stunning. Again, a little bit of like a plumminess to it. It brings out the green in the eyeshadow that I'm wearing. I actually have little flecks of green in my eyes, but I have to wear the right makeup, and the lighting has to be just right for you to see it. So even though my eyes look a dark brown in most lighting, there are these flecks of green in them that sort of show up if I wear the right things. So like pairing the right things will actually make my eyes look more green toned. And I definitely feel that the case, like that happens with this lipstick. Really pretty. It's that thin sort of blurry formula. It does take 1 or 2 layers to get the pigmentation to be as full on as I'm wearing right now. But you can very easily shear this out, and it doesn't have to be that intense. And I bought this at the time because last fall I was really sort of like going, I'm missing dark shades in my lipstick collection. All of those had expired or I wasn't wearing them enough, so I ended up decluttering a lot of them. But then last fall I was like, where are all of my vampy lipsticks? And I feel that this is like a more sophisticated version of like a glammed up vampy lip look because it still has a mutedness to it, which is why it's incredibly wearable, and that's why I love this one. So I think we can do Revlon next, and I have 2 lipsticks from Revlon here. I have to show you my favorite. This is what made me fall in love with the brand. When I tried Cherries in the Snow in the Super Lustrous lipsticks, I showed it to you in another video the other day, and I was like, you know what? It needs to go into this video because I like it that much. This is, of course, a classic Revlon and also drugstore shade. I believe it's been made since the 50s. So don't try to fix a thing that ain't broken. I feel that definitely goes for a lot of Revlon products, and this is really pretty. And when I tried this, I was like, okay, I need more Revlon in my life. So I've already been swatching so many lipsticks that this was a little bit difficult to get on evenly, but I wore this to work the other day as well because I just really, really love this. It's this very sheer wash of color, but really pretty. It's pinky red. I don't know about you, but I love this. It is a very sheer formula though. So if you don't like sheer formula lipsticks, this may not be for you, but I love this from time to time. It reminds me a lot actually of the Luxuriously Lucents from Lisa Eldridge, which I do love as well. So from time to time, especially in like spring, summer, I like these sheer wash of color lipsticks, especially if it's a brighter shade like this. This is the Shine formula, and this is the Cream formula. That's the mistake I was making. So this is another super lustrous lipstick from Revlon, but this is the Cream formula, and this is Sassy Mauve. And this is actually something that I bought because you guys were recommending it to me as one of your favorite nudes from Revlon. So that's why I wanted to test it out. It is pretty, but it's still warm compared to something like the Kiko Milano lipstick I showed you in 325. I struggle finding anything that's more cool tone and not too white leaning compared to that shade. So that's sort of like my holy grail. So that's what I compare everything to. But this is still really pretty as far as a nude lipstick goes for my complexion. And here's what that looks like. Sassy Mauve. Really, really pretty. It's a really pretty mauve tone. These are the kind of neutral lipsticks that I live for. I don't want there to be too much brown. She's pretty. And even though it is like a more heavily pigmented formula compared to the one I showed you before, Cherries in the Snow, this still has a little bit of shine. It's still very comfortable on the lips. I feel like Revlon is like the unsung hero of drugstore lipsticks. I now own like 7 of them because I became obsessed ever since I tried Cherries in the Snow. And if you see my haul at the start of June, I bought another one. I bought a new shade of Revlon because I just love these. Let's do Milani next. I have 2 of their Color Fetish lipsticks, the matte formula as well as the sheer formula. This is Kink, which is a purple tone. I also have their bright pink from this range. And this is like, it looks really bright and shocking, but then when you swatch it, you can see it's like a very sheer formula. So it doesn't look as intense on your lips as it does when you actually see it in the bullet, so it's not bright purple like this is. So here's what Kink looks like from Milani. I think that this is like the sheer version of the Catrice Casually Obsessed shade that I showed you earlier on in the video. I really feel that way about it. This is really, really incredibly comfortable on the lips. It's very creamy. I wear the bright pink a little bit more from this range, and I also have a nude, but this I feel is a little bit more special compared to other things I'm showing you, so that's why I threw it into this video. And this is really pretty, and this just shows you that just looking at the bullet of a lipstick is not going to give you the information to see what something might look like on. So let's do the next Milani lipstick. And this is the matte one in the shade Fleur, and this weirdly became my favorite shade, which I had not expected. It's like a muted hot pink berry sort of shade. It's really pretty. I love shades like this in the fall time, and I like how these are more intensely pigmented, but because they are matte, they are also more long wearing, and they're still very comfortable on the lips. I've tried other Milani lipsticks in the past. Those expired, so I had to get rid of them, but Milani has been a favorite of mine for lipsticks for years now. Shades like this make me happy. This is so pretty. It's so festive, and yet there's something like fall and muted. This with like a grungy green eye look. Like Melt Gemini and this lipstick. It's a match made in heaven. This is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's pretty. So pigmented. And it has that sort of plumpness, and still it has this velvety feel to it. Don't know how they do it. This is another reason why I'm like, you know, Milani can definitely do some things that I feel are better than some of the more high-end things I've ever tried. And it's a good thing I've saved my little YESSTYLE combo for the final act of this video. I still have one brand after this, but yeah, this little combo, I picked it up in Florence, and together with a Divine Rose combo that I have from Pat McGrath, it catapulted my love for lip liner into the max. So it's the Intense Lip Pencil in 54 Mauve together with the Matte Icon lipstick in 07 Mauve. And it is such a good combo. This is them. They are a little bit warmer toned in terms of like a mauve tone. So that is something to bear in mind if you were to look for these. I've only ever been able to find YCON in store in Italy, so I'm not sure how easily accessible it is. But again, these are so excellent, and this is a favorite combo of mine. Like, that lip liner needs sharpening after this. So here's the lip liner by itself. And here it is paired with the lipstick. I'm putting this on again. I'm like, oh, now that I've put all of these on, actually, I'm like, oh, on Monday when I go to work, I want to wear this combo yet again, but I feel that way about every single lipstick I've swatched so far. These are so good. These are so good. Like, and yes, I know it's got a hint of warmth. There is a brown tone to this lipstick, but that purple tone makes up for it. And because it is this really intensely pigmented formula, very similar to the Color Fetish by Milani, where it has this like velvety plush feel on the lips, but still it's hydrating, so that's good. There's just something about this. I feel like it almost has a hint of gray. It's like brown, gray, purple, all in one go. And that brings me to our final brand, which is Mina, and I have two options from them. I have the Color Lip Glow in 371. So I was mentioning the Milani Color Fetish earlier, and I said I had the bright pink one from Milani. This is the same. So if you don't have access to Milani, but you do have access to Mina, this may actually be a good option. It is very similar to Kink in the sense that it has a very similar formula. It is sheer but buildable, and then this has a really, really strong blue undertone, as you will see when it goes on. This is really beautiful into summertime. I love it. I don't really tan because I'm pasty pale all year round, but I do feel like I start to look a little differently in the summertime when it comes to my skin tone, and then shades like this I feel I can pull off, especially if I pair it with a warm toned eye. I don't know why, there's just something about like a warm bronze eye and this lipstick with my hair down that just makes me feel good every single time. So beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. But this does have a stronger, like, white blue base to it, so that has to be your cup of tea. But I feel like shades like this make my teeth look whiter. There's just something about this, especially with blue, a little bit of blue eyeshadow as well, like a warm toned eye with blue on the lower lash line, and then this. It's a look. It's a look, let me tell you. I feel like this is the first one I've swatched today that doesn't really go with the overall vibe of my makeup look, but I had to go with something that would be quite universal, but that also made me try out my like newest eyeshadow palette that I still had to try. So this is the Mina lipstick in 371. And I sort of saved the best for last, or I saved the most intense thing for last. This is by Mina. This is the lipstick. That's just what it's called. And it's 384. And I think they also do this in like a blush shade. Like there's a whole range. That's one of the things I like about Mina, is that their color names, the numbers of the colors, correspond across the line with different products. And this, I mean, it's so pretty. I've only worn it once or twice in the fall time, but because it's so intense and it's this like raspberry sort of bright shade, but it's muted and grungy at the same time. Again, one of the reasons why I wanted to wear this shirt is because I knew I was going to feature this lipstick heavily in this video. I'm filming a couple of videos after this, so I was like, you know what? I think it may be good to include this lipstick and like wear it for some other videos after this. So if you see this lipstick yet again, that may be why. And this is Mina's 384. It's so pretty. It's like, it's not quite red, it's not quite pink, and it's not quite berry, yet it's all those things at the same time. This with the green eye look, I'm telling you, that's why I went with the hint of green in the look today, because I was like, that's going to be really, really pretty together. I love this lipstick to pieces. It's absolutely wonderful. Like I mentioned about red lipstick as well, like I really am loving the look of a brighter and a vampier look on myself again. But it's not something I've been wearing a lot in my day-to-day life as of like the past 5 years or so. So I really need to get back into the swing of things and wear things like this more. I think this is absolutely beautiful. It's a matte, like creamy matte formula, I would say. So it does have the longevity of a matte lipstick, but it still has a very hydrating feel. Very full-on pigment. Need I say more? Need I say more? So here is everything swatched out on the back of my hand. These are all of the lipsticks I showed you today. Some glosses in there. Things got a little bit messy up there, but I feel that this way you can also get a feel for what kind of colors I like. And as you can see, you don't have to go expensive to find good lipstick. I keep saying this, especially color products. People, the drugstore does it just as well. They just do. It takes a little bit more effort, I feel, trying to find like the shades that you might want. Especially because like some people were mentioning this in the comments as well, where it can sometimes be more difficult to find drugstore because what is available in a drugstore is so location dependent that depending on where you are, one brand may be very accessible, but then another isn't. And sometimes you may be able to find things online. For instance, people in the US are telling me like, oh, I can't find Catrice anywhere. It's online. There is a US-based Catrice website that allows you to buy the products. They used to be in Ulta. That made a lot easier for a lot of people, of course. But I don't know why they disappeared from there. So yeah. Essence and Catrice are probably better online. I think Amazon actually in the US does quite a few things as well. Over here, if I can't find something in store, there are websites in Europe that I go to, like Notino, Beauty Bay. Beauty Bay is actually really good for things like L'Oreal and Maybelline sometimes, and they get it first before we get it into stores. Zalando actually has quite a bit of makeup as well. That is sometimes a bit more difficult to find in stores. But yeah, with drugstore makeup, you tend to have to go into store to try and buy it. I feel that drugstore brands are a little bit more difficult to find in a wider selection. So if I didn't have this makeup channel, I probably wouldn't have this many drugstore lipsticks. But I feel that hopefully this way you can get an idea for what's out there, especially for people who are a little bit new to Kiko. Again, something I tend to buy online a lot because their shade range is better on there than in store. But over here in Rotterdam, we have a dedicated Kiko store where I can buy all of these products. So that does make it easier to shop. And I feel that if you, especially with drugstore, I think that most of us try drugstore makeup because we come across it. We stumble upon it in store. And then we like swatch something. Like, oh, that might be nice. I'm going to take that home. And I feel that that's more the case with drugstore than, for instance, with high-end brands. Because with a high-end brand, at least for me, I tend to do a little bit more research. When I go test things out at the counter, like there are many more opportunities to try high-end makeup than there are more affordable makeup brands. At least I feel that that's very much the difference. Yeah, I hope that this week was helpful, that it gave you an idea of everything that's out there in terms of drugstore and what I rate very highly. So thanks so much for being here today, and thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. I do regular lipstick related videos, so if you just want to see lip swatches on someone with fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone with quite pigmented lips, then maybe this is a channel you would like to follow, because I have been doing like regular either things with new products that are out from Essence and Catrice, or like a brand overview from MAC that I did a couple of weeks ago, or a video like this where I'm showing you like my favorite lipsticks in a different category. There's all these options. So yeah, I do make lipstick related content quite regularly. So I hope you would like to stay tuned for more. Thumbs up this video, and if you subscribe, then of course you can stay updated of when I post new videos. Thanks so much for being here today. Take care, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.